sense of peace and gratitude and excitement that I want to share with you guys. This is going to be my last season, my last World Cup and my last NWSL season.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and if you remember the brightly colored hair failure of a soccer player, Megan Rapinoe, you know that she is a see you next Tuesday. And, well, she just can't stay out of the spotlight. She has to open her stupid mouth and continue to denigrate the United States of America, the wonderful opportunities that it provided her. This after she completely tainted the Subway brand by becoming a spokes-they for them, as well as getting laughed completely out of her consulting job at Victoria's Secret, where she told them that people wanted ugly Victoria's Secret angels, except that failed spectacularly, and they've completely backtracked that. I don't know why anyone listens to this loser, but she keeps talking, and so we will keep roasting. Not unlike Coffee Brand Coffee, where you only have 3 days left to get your Coffee Brand Coffee gift box order in. So if you have somebody you love, somebody you hate, just somebody you need to get a gift for Christmas, we've got 2 different pre-built options for you, as well as a gift box customizer where you can build the gift box all on your own. Promo code BESTGIFT to save. They sell out every Christmas season. We're getting close. I think we're going to have enough to make it through the weekend, but get your order in soon to make sure you get it in time for Christmas. Megan Rapinoe says playing for the United States women's national team is literally the worst job in the world. And that perfectly represents loser mentality creeping into American culture. Now, I would disagree with this headline from Outkick because I am making an entire video to call this person a chump, loser, see you next Tuesday. I happen to be American, so no, loser culture is not allowed in American culture. She is simply a loser. So here's an article from Outkick. Many people had already given the nod for the most arrogant and insufferable American athlete to Megan Rapinoe. The few who haven't simply aren't paying attention. But maybe her latest comment about playing for the U.S. women's national team being the worst job in the world will persuade them. Megan Rapinoe, who also recently said God doesn't exist, shared this senseless comment in the new Netflix documentary Under Pressure, the U.S. Women's World Cup team. Now, this is the same team that lost to a team of 13-year-old boys and lost badly. But that's neither here nor there. This is the same team that said they deserved to get paid the exact same as the men's team, even though the men's teams fill stadiums and the women's team draws tens of fans. Quote, I always say it's the worst job in the world because if you do your job, then you're supposed to. And if you do one hair less, then you get lambasted for it. Well, your job is to win. Your job is to represent your job is to represent the United States of America and be good at your job. It's literally the easiest job on the planet. You earn that job. There's a long list of people who wish they had that job. And it's supposed to only be open to the best in their field. But that's not how hiring in America goes. Now, her statement is basically saying that unless we win, everyone hates us. And to a degree, that can be true. But with Megan Rapinoe, the hate for this woman is a direct result of her own actions and the words that she uses. Could most people, including myself, name a single other women's World Cup team player? I can't. Maybe you can name one, maybe two. Nobody cares about the women's World Cup team. Very few people. Okay. Yeah, they have a few fans here and there, but most people only know Megan Rapinoe because she is an insufferable cunt. This is a woman who got to play soccer for a living. She has lived the dream that millions of girls around the country are currently chasing at this exact moment. In the time she had the audacity to use the phrase, it's the worst job in the world because people are critical of you. She is undoubtedly one of the best female soccer players in history. Disagree. She owes her entire career and cult following of what is just now anti-American liberals to the fact that she was born in America and got to represent the country in the biggest events in women's soccer. Yet somehow she finds a way to complain about the opportunities awarded to her. This is the perfect example of the loser culture that has crept into not only the Women's World Cup team, but many corners of American culture as well, this via Outkick. Believe it or not, there are standards in life and in the workplace. If you don't perform at your job, you get criticized for it. Yeah, that's true of all jobs. Then you have two options. You either act like an adult and react by making changes, or you bitch, moan, and eventually quit. Constructive criticism and being able to accept it is an incredibly important attribute, but one that is very clearly dying a slow death in America. Well, I think that's ultimately the result of entitlement culture. Right? Participation trophies, all this kind of crap. Not only do we complain when we're criticized these days, we just accept losing. That's not how this used to work in the United States, and I'm writing this as a 30-year-old, not some old guy yelling at the clouds. Rapinoe complaining about people criticizing her and the U.S. women's national team when they don't meet expectations is especially rich. And of course, this one where she doesn't even bother looking at this kid who's getting her autograph. She's like, oh, are there other celebrities around that I can talk to? Didn't even look. Didn't even acknowledge him. Now, is that the best time in the world to be asking someone for an autograph? Probably not. But, I mean, give me a break. This is the perfect encapsulation of the modern athlete. And by the way, there are male athletes that do this too. That, you know, they just forgot where they came from. And they act like... they just act like this is, that they're above it all. Not only is this a woman who knelt during the national anthem in 2016, pressuring her teammates to do the same, which is asking for criticism, but she spent the back half of her career fighting for equal pay between the women's team and the men's team. Rapinoe herself has portrayed herself as some sort of fighter and won the fight for equal pay, yet doesn't want to be criticized when the team doesn't meet expectations. The lack of self-awareness with her is off the charts. Let's also not forget that she laughed after missing the penalty kick that would have helped send the team home, in the 2023 Women's World Cup in what was the team's worst performance in history. That's a loser mentality to a T. We're talking about a woman who has won Olympic gold medals and multiple World Cups. She's accomplished those things with the stars and stripes on her chest. However, which left a sour taste in her mouth, turning her into one of the most bitter people in sports. The irony is, from a U.S. soccer standpoint, you'll never hear a member of the men's national team ever say that it's the worst job in the world, despite the fact they've never won a single thing of meaning at all and face heat every single time they take the field. Yeah, it's entitlement. It's entitlement. It's brat culture. It's, look, you run around and you kick a ball. The emotion you're supposed to be looking for is called humbleness, thankfulness, modestness. I mean, you think you're a role model? You're a bitch. You know what I mean? Like that's ultimately what this woman is. Her career with the U.S. women's national team has led to incredible fame, earning her millions of dollars in endorsements. According to the New York Times, the average salary on the team in 2019 ranged from $100,000 to $400,000 annually. Adding to her endorsements from companies like Nike, Procter & Gamble, Victoria's Secret, Smirnoff, and more, plus landing a 2-book title deal, her net worth is estimated to be in the $5 million range. She previously announced she would retire at the end of 2023, the National Women's Soccer League season. However, her professional career came to an early end when she tore her Achilles tendon in the first 5 minutes of her last game in November. Ha ha, ha 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 ha. In her post-game interview, she declared that the injury was proof God didn't exist. She's worth millions of dollars. Her Achilles will heal, but that is what proves God doesn't exist. Not what's going on and the various atrocities in various nations across this world. I mean, some guy in Ukraine just walked into a room with grenades and I mean, but it's Megan Rapinoe's Achilles injury is proof that God doesn't exist. You got to be kidding me. This woman is the all-time crotch of all-time crotches, And, you know, I just, it's hilarious. Quote, I wasn't overly emotional about it, she added. I mean, effing yeeted my Achilles in the 6th minute. You shouldn't say yeeted. You're some old white chick. In the last game ever, in the literal championship game, I guess I just rode until the wheels came right off. I'm just a narp, a regular normal person. No, she isn't. Having to do rehab, which is effing devastating. I mean, what a crotch. Just absolute awfulness. Hope you enjoyed this video, though. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, and we'll talk to you again real soon.